You guys stop me from people coming in here again. Try and get that door to not make any noise.
Can you just get your name and title before you start as well, just on the camera?
Detective Inspector Nick Pritchard.
Everyone ready? Cool. Go ahead.
Good afternoon. I'm Detective Inspector Nick Pritchard of the Wellington Police. We can now advise that the investigation into the death of a young child in Lower Hutt on Sunday has been upgraded to a homicide inquiry. Police can confirm the baby's name was Ruthless Empire Ahapini Wall. He would have turned 2 years old yesterday, and whānau had been preparing to celebrate his birthday. He was an innocent child who should have been safe and loved and should not have died as he did. Post-mortem results confirmed baby Ru's cause of death was from blunt force trauma. We believe that these injuries were not accidental. We are aware of reports that Ru had ingested wet wipes before his death. However, the post-mortem confirmed that this did not contribute to his death. It was the injuries he sustained that did. So far, we have completed a scene examination at an address in Taita, and also spoken with those understood to have been present when we believe these injuries were sustained. 3 adults known to Ru are considered persons of interest in this matter. Staff are actively working to engage with them, as well as other whānau members. This is a heartbreaking situation, and we have an extensive investigation team committed to getting answers about what happened to Ru. We are determined to seek justice for baby Ru and to hold those responsible accountable for their actions. Police are supporting the wider whānau, and victim support has been engaged with the family since the death. This level of violence toward a child is difficult to fathom, and we will work hard to ensure a thorough investigation is carried out to determine exactly what happened. We urge those who have information about what happened to baby Ru to look deep and do the right thing and tell us what you know. I'll now take a few questions.
Have those 3 people been questioned and are they in custody at all?
Police are actively engaging with them. They are not in custody.
What's the relationship of the 3 people? Are they aware? Are they related to the family or?
One is a blood relative and the others are wider whānau members.
Was baby Ru living with these people, any of them at the time of his death?
Yes, he was at that address in Taita.
Are you able to, as much as you can, give us a timeline of how things actually unfolded on Sunday?
On Sunday, baby Ru was taken to hospital around 10:30 in the morning. He was unresponsive. Efforts to revive him were unsuccessful and he died a short time later. From the investigation, we believe that his death occurred up to 12 hours prior to that.
You mentioned the wet wipes have pretty much been confirmed as not the cause of death, but can you confirm that there were wet wipes found, I guess, whether it was ingested or in the mouth or inside baby Ru?
Police have no direct evidence that Ru ingested wet wipes. Some discarded wet wipes were found at the scene, so I can't confirm whether he's ingested any or not, but they were not a contributor to his death.
So he had bruises covering his body. Can you please confirm that?
Ru suffered a number of injuries to his body, but I won't go into the specific details at this stage of the investigation.
And has he ever been admitted to hospital before with unexplained injuries?
As part of our investigation, we're looking at the history of this family and Ru, and that'll form part of our investigation going forward.
Have police been involved with these suspects before this incident? Are they known to police?
They are known to police, and as part of our investigation, we're looking into the background of all of the individuals concerned.
How long had baby Ru been living at that address for?
A matter of weeks.
And has he ever been uplifted by Oranga Tamariki before?
Police are working with Oranga Tamariki to understand the history of the family and Ru.
Were concerns raised at all, whether involving Baby-Roo or not, relating to this address in the weeks that Baby-Roo had been living at the address?
As part of our ongoing inquiries, we are looking into the background with Oranga Tamariki and other inquiries, engaging with other family members to try and build a picture in the weeks that led up to this event.
Are you looking to speak to anyone besides the 3 people of interest at the moment?
Police are engaging with a wide number of family members and other persons who have come forward with information, and I would urge anyone with information to come forward and talk to the police if they know what happened inside that address on Sunday.
Was there any weapon or anything like that discovered at the property?
At this stage, I can't comment on the nature of what caused the injuries, other than there were several to the external of his body.
So has there been evidence sort of found it following the scene examination?
The scene examination was completed today, and over the following days we'll have a look through what items were taken and what further forensic testing we will undertake with those items.
What were the reasons for going back on calling it a homicide earlier in the investigation?
Up until today, police have maintained the position this is an unexpected death. Today the post-mortem was completed, the scene examination was completed, and we've carried out a number of inquiries. An assessment of all that information has now led us to believe this was a homicide.
This is obviously quite a horrific case. Is it a tough one for you and your colleagues?
Oh, it's really tough. We've got a committed investigation team. They have families, they have children, and it's a really horrible situation to see a young child die in this nature.
And how are the wider family coping with this? Because obviously that would be a pretty traumatic experience.
The police are providing as much support as we can, and that's through victim support and through our own interactions with them.
Are you able to advise, was Baby-Roo and the blood relative, were they meant to be staying at this address? Were they allowed to be staying at this address?
Yes, part of our background inquiries, we're still trying to establish what's led the whānau to be residing there and for how long exactly, and that's going to form the basis of ongoing inquiries.
There's been a lot of talk about Baby-Roo's death on social media. Would you have any advice for family or people connected to Baby-Roo and posting online about situations around the investigation as it continues?
We can't control what's published on social media. Today, the facts are that it's a homicide. He suffered injuries, and we won't speculate on anything else other than the facts as we've gathered them through the investigation. So, look, I can't comment what people are putting on social media. It's part of society, and it's not always going to be accurate.
Those 2 other people, other than the blood relative, are they cousins, uncles, aunties of the kids, or what's the connection there?
Well, look, at this stage, I can't be drawn into the exact family connections and how they relate to Roo, other than they are wider family members, and our investigation is ongoing.
Was there any other children at the address, living at the address as well?
No, there was not.
Can you say whether you expect charges to be laid in the coming days or weeks?
Look, we have a big team on this investigation, really committed, working really hard. We want justice for Roo, and someone knows what happened in that address, and we really urge them to come forward and provide information to us.
Just back to a previous question, can you just clarify, was it an administrative or clerical error that did initially call this a homicide inquiry, or were there half suggestions even at the early stage that this was a homicide inquiry, but you maybe weren't quite ready to publicly say that?
Call that, yeah.
At this stage, it's a homicide. In terms of the early part of the week, from the police perspective, it was an unexplained death. It's not until the completion of the post-mortem and understanding the extent of the injuries that we can come forward and say it is a homicide. So I can't comment on what was or wasn't said earlier in the week on that.
Those 3 suspects, are they being helpful, or are they not providing? Are they helpful with this investigation?
We have engaged with all 3 persons of interest. We are getting varying degrees of engagement, but we are continuing to work with them and encourage them to come forward and provide us with all the information they know about what happened at the address on Sunday.
Why are they allowed to, be free if, is there not enough evidence to, arrest them or anything like that?
Police are still gathering evidence. There's a lot of inquiry work still to do, and we're not at that stage.
Were they
Just a
the
couple
on-
more questions,
Were
guys.
they the only 3 people aside from Baby Roo in the address that day?
To our knowledge, yes.
Just on the 3 that you're speaking to as well, we understand this is a very broad whānau that are spread around the country. Are you concerned that they might try and leave Wellington? Is there any sort of measures in place to stop them from leaving Wellington?
We're engaging with them, we're in contact with them and working with them the best we can to ensure that we can get as much information from them, ultimately to find out what happened to Roo on Sunday.
Last question, guys. Cool. We'll call it there. Thank you.
Thank you.